Every car coming towards me has snow on it. 28 degrees, the camera drains fast. 5 or 6 trucks and trailers have showed up. I do have an axe. This is truly my first time trying to do something like this. The weather is supposed to warm up tomorrow, which means it would be a great day to stick around here and camp. But I have my heart set on going to the lake today. Looks like it's snowing there. When I look north, I can see snow. I can see moisture right now as I'm looking out the window. I'll show you in a minute. But even though there's snow there, I just want to go. And it's such a magical place to be when it's cold and snowy because there's fewer people there and because the lake just looks extra beautiful when there's weather going on around it. So in spite of the fact that it's going to get warmer here tomorrow, I am gonna drive about 30 minutes north of here and go to the lake. So we're gonna gas up and then we're gonna head out. Show you one of my favorite places to camp, and I've only really camped there in fall and in the summer. I haven't camped there in the winter that I can remember. So I'm excited to go see what it's like. We'll take a cold plunge, make some breakfast on the tailgate, just have like a full-on winter camping at the lake experience. I want you to come along with me. I'm about to climb out of the car to get gas, and I can see the car next to me has ice and snow on the top of it a little bit, and I'm guessing he just came from where I'm headed. I think I'm confirming my suspicions. Every car coming towards me has snow on it, which is great. I love snow. I love camping in snow. I love being in snow. I love being in water in the snow. Let's just see what's gonna happen. I mean, it totally can clear up, but if we're lucky, we'll get some snow overnight. As you can see, we have found the snow. We are in luck. Tell if it's clearing or if more is coming. I think it's a pretty good road, but I'm not sure how far down I want to go. But I know there's camping along the road. So even if I don't make it all the way to the lake, we can just walk to the lake tonight or in the morning. Do you have max tracks on the top? I don't like to get myself in a situation where I have to use them. We're just gonna drive and see how we do. Situations like this, of course, you're nervous when you do it. Nobody else out here camped right now. It's winter, but also you know that you can trust yourself to get out no matter what, because you've proven to yourself over the course of your lifetime that you always figure it out. You have survived 100% of the difficult situations that you have found yourself in. So when you have that track record and you believe in yourself, then you just go for it and you know that you'll figure it out. And it's honestly not even deep snow. Once I backed up a bunch and got a spot, I've already tracked the road. So I feel really good about this. And I think we're gonna have an amazing rest of the sunset and an amazing sunrise tomorrow. I wanted to show you a little more of the sunset before we lose the light too much. And I wanted to kind of give you a sense of what direction the lake is before we go there tomorrow. So just beyond the crest of this flat area, just over there is where the lake is that we'll be going to. If I'd continued on this road, it would have taken me pretty close to the lake, but that's where it wasn't very tracked out, and so I didn't want to keep going. But we'll go over there in the morning for sure, for sure. One of my requests on this channel is that if I am showing something in video and you happen to know where it is, I would kindly request that you do not say in the comments the location. I think we all know these days with the rise of people going out and having adventures and then sharing them on video, places are just getting too tracked out and too overrun, and it's really impacting wildlife in the area. And so I will probably not really share my specific locations, at least not publicly. I'll just usually say what state I'm in or maybe what part of the state. I think you all know I'm in Colorado right now. Just that community understanding to not say in the comments what the location is. If you happen to know the area and you love it, maybe just drop in the comments, I love that place, I've had so many great memories there, and tell me a story or two from the location, but just don't share the location, please, so we can keep it sacred. I will have a private community, and within that private community, I'll probably share some favorite camp spots, favorite locations. I already have a sign up for that in the description of this video, so if you want to go there and sign up, you can get my list of my 20 essential things I love car camping, and in there you also get a monthly note from me that tells you some of my top spots I was at that month. That's totally free to sign up for that, so if you want to do that, you could do that. But outside of that, yeah, I just don't share publicly where I'm hanging out. So if you could support that request and care for nature with me, I would really appreciate you. Let's get some dinner cooking while we still have some light outside and we can enjoy the rest of the sunset together. I wanted to show you more of the food prep, but I had to charge the phone camera because at 28 degrees, the camera drains pretty fast. Got the water started, but I'm cutting up some potatoes and I'm just gonna keep it really simple. So we're just gonna have some potatoes with some ghee and salt and maybe some hot sauce. So I'm gonna pour the potato water into another water bottle. I don't really like to pour food things out onto the ground. I don't want to attract animals next to my car. And also I just don't like to introduce something to the ecosystem that's not normally there. I like to avoid leaving any traces at all that I was there other than my tracks. So tonight, since I have an empty bottle, I'm gonna pour the potato water into the water bottle. And then because it's a nice Nalgene bottle, it's actually gonna double as keeping my toes warm tonight because I'll put it down inside of my sleeping bag, so it's like dual purpose potato water. Gosh, that's so nice and warm. It's almost too hot to touch, which is perfect. I'll just set it between my legs to keep myself warm. I'm gonna finish eating dinner and drinking tea, ready for bed, read a book, journal, wake up early for sunrise and a plunge in the lake. Good night. Good morning. I don't think it snowed much last night, but I'm gonna check and see before I turn the car on because I need to do that to make sure the exhaust pipe is safe and clear. I realized I did make a good choice to not drive down the road further to camp because in the last half an hour, about 5 or 6 trucks and trailers have showed up to park here, and then they're pulling out snowmobiles to drive down to the lake. Beefy trucks. So there's probably a reason that they're not driving to the lake. So I'm glad I didn't drive my Subaru down there. And it also makes me think if they're snowmobiling to the lake, they're probably ice fishing, which means the ice might be frozen really hard and I might not be able to cold plunge. But it's gonna be a little experiment, but either way, it'll be a fun little morning walk. We'll see if there's like a hole I could plunge through or if it's not a possibility. I do have an axe, like a hatchet. Curious to see what the day will bring. The sun is not up yet, but it is starting to bring a little light into the sky. So this is sunrise. It's not much color or light. We got some snow coming down, which is beautiful. Some trees, the lake's over there. Got some snowmobilers over here and trucks setting up. Not too much snow on the car, just a little dusting. It's definitely shaping up to be a magical, beautiful day. I'm super excited that I'll get to hike in the snow. And right now, warming up water for coffee, and then we will head out. Taking a little longer because it's cold outside, and probably because I have it sitting in the snow. Didn't really want to pop the tailgate table down, so I bet it will be warm. See steam coming soon. Let's check inside. Oh yeah, we definitely have some steam coming. We're also at a higher elevation right now, probably like 9,000, which makes it take a little longer to boil water too, but it's all good. I think we are in business. Yes, boiling water. The sun is coming out. I think I'm gonna get ready for a plunge and a little exploration, see what the day brings. It just keeps getting more beautiful. I feel so grateful. I want to add that this morning I felt anxious, and I want to share that because I don't want to ever give an illusion that everything is always easy and perfect in my life. That's not my jam to act that way. Yeah, this morning when I woke up, did a meditation, and that didn't actually help. It kind of added to some anxiety that I was having. So I did about 10 minutes of breath work. I did inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 7. Hold for 4. Did that for about 10 minutes and that helped. So I just want to share tools that are helping for me in case they help you. Plan is to walk the road down to the lake where you usually can do the summer camping and see if I can get to the lake there, or if it's too frozen because it's kind of shallow there. And if so, I may continue along the trail. There's a really gorgeous 2-3 mile trail to a really old cool resort here. So I may walk that trail a little bit, which is where I plunged last time I was here, but it was in the fall, to see if that gives me the access to more water. But if not, I did bring a hatchet, which an axe would be better, but a hatchet might work. So we'll see. We're headed that direction along the road. Then there's lake access over there. We'll see how far we need to go to be able to get into the lake. Get my first view of the lake. I will show you. It is looking like it's mostly frozen, especially because I see some ice fishing huts on the lake. The question is how thick it is. Two roads diverged in the woods, and the deer took the one less traveled by. All right, as you can see, the lake is completely frozen over with like a thick layer of snow. This is truly my first time trying to do something like this in the winter. I've definitely plunged in the winter several years, but always in rivers or creeks on a trail. I haven't really done one on a lake, so I didn't really anticipate how much snow and how thick it would be. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to get into this one, but you know what? We're gonna try. We're gonna walk along the shoreline a little bit over there. Be careful. We don't want to go through. Just see if it looks like there's any openings in the snow, anything like that. Probably not, because it's the north-facing shoreline, so it probably hasn't got enough sun to be a thin layer of ice. But you know what? We're just gonna experiment. No matter what happens, it's a beautiful day. This is the fun of an adventure, right? Surprises, the unknown. This is the quote from Nemo that I love. If you don't let anything happen to you, nothing can ever happen to you. You just gotta get out there and try. So we'll see what happens. It's still a possibility. If we aren't able to get into the lake, we'll probably maybe go to town and get in the river. That's the shoreline I'm thinking about walking along, which there's a trail up in there. Because the snowmobile tracks took me to the lake, I didn't take the road to the trail. I didn't bring snowshoes, otherwise I would go up along above the shoreline along the trail. I wanted to keep down the complexity because when I get out of the water, my hands are usually super cold. I need to stay in kind of shallow snow. I wish I'd gotten a video of it, but you see that guy out there? There's two of them out there, but this one over here, he was just pulling his whole ice hut with his snowmobile. That's standard if you're in ice fishing world. I've just never seen it before. It's gotta be so convenient. Just want to try a different spot. That's amazing. I'm scouting down shore and I do not see any chance. I don't want to remove all the chances, but I don't see likelihood of exposed water. Considering my hatchet 12 inches, 18 inches long in the handle, I need like a drill. I just came off the lake on this pretty heavily tracked area because I wanted to see what it was. And I was wondering if it was camp here. There was a tent set up, maybe a hot tent, but it doesn't look tracked enough, like a flat area to be over there. So I'm also wondering if it was just some animals bedded down here for the night. It's kind of a good spot, tucked in the trees. Actually a really good spot. This is ride camp. If I was a moose or an elk, off the wind of the lake, down low from a hillside. Go a little closer. I don't know if you can actually see it very well. These are definitely huge strides. Either a large man's stride, could be a tall woman, or animal. This doesn't, now that I'm in this spot, I don't think it's big enough that it was a tent. I think it was an animal that was bedded down here. And it wandered up that way a bit. Well, look what, we found the trail I was talking about earlier. It's actually pretty tracked out, probably because there wasn't that much snow overnight, so it was probably already tracked from snowshoes. Might take that, see if we can find some water. At the very least, it'll lead to a nice little break by the lake. Guess what I just found? Some water, or at least an opening in the snow that potentially looks like water we could get to. I'm super excited. Not sure if we'll be able to get through it, but it definitely looks like slushy water. Let me show you. See right there? Let's go check it out. It definitely looks promising. We're just having to go through some knee-deep snow in places to get there. We want to be careful because it's not very far to go, but we just don't want to have snow come out on top of us. Always thinking about Avi danger in the backcountry. This is a low angle hillside, so I feel pretty safe and there's not much snow to accumulate above me if I go down to the lake, but always something to consider when you're out playing in the snow, especially so. Looking ahead, everything looks good. I'm just trying to find an approach to get down to that water. So I just came through this area and it was above my knees, thigh deep in places. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like slab that was breaking and you can see these roller balls coming off of it. Little baby snowballs. Those are the signs that that would want to slide out. And I'd probably not be in danger, but it's a decent amount of snow that I wouldn't want to be under it. Everything above it was good. I definitely leaned high towards this log. It stepped high, so I didn't get taken by it. It was a little sketchy. It's become quite the adventure to get down to that hatch. I think I have found a good opening that I feel pretty good about. We're gonna go down here. It doesn't look too, it's not much snow there at all. I think there's just some roots to kind of slide on, like a little sledding session. But behind me, it's pretty flat, so not a lot of snow to come down on me. I think I feel good about this. I'm also gonna turn my location on just in case. Yeah, wish me luck. Okay, so that's what I slid down. There wasn't a lot of snow there. Luckily, it was a pretty good slide. I didn't hurt my tailbone or anything, because there's definitely some rocks in there. And it could be an adventure getting up, but I think I'll be all right. And the trail isn't far above that. I'm gonna add that I'm not 100% committed to the bit. You never can be 100% committed to the bit in the snow, in the winter, in the backcountry. If I get over there and it seems sketchy, dangerous, I mean, obviously getting in cold water in the winter is always like an element of danger. I know how to safely and properly warm myself up. I've got hot tea, I've got hand warmers. There's people out here on snowmobiles. So I feel like I've considered a lot of precautions. My location is shared. But again, I'm not 100% committed to the bit. I'm always willing to bail if I get down there and my intuition says no. This hillside I'm walking on is snowy, but underneath it, it's like a sheet of ice. All right, let's go see if we can break through that slush safely. Checking to make sure it's pretty solid. It feels really solid right where I am now. And then I feel like it gets a little slushier over there. So we're just gonna lean from the solid part into that part to see how it does. See, it's slushy. I don't know how thick that ice is, so I'm not sure how much success we're gonna have. We may end up just doing snow angel, but that still counts for a cold plunge. Try a little bit harder, a little bit longer on this first. Also aware that the more I crack the ice, the more it increases the chances that ice that I'm on will crack. But I'm not far from the shore. That also feels like one of those stories that you'd hear, like she wasn't far from the shore when she drowned in the lake. I don't want to put that out there. No, clearing that energy. But you know what I'm saying? I'm being smart. Came over to try a different area. I'm definitely getting more water here than I was, but I'm still pretty sure it's thick underneath the top. I think it just got melty recently with our warming trend we had. Oh, water's getting the camera and my eyes. When I get through this, I can still feel really thick ice under that. So I think that's about as much water as we're gonna get. But I might keep working this area. Do a little lay down, plunge on this icy water. Get into my swimsuit. Okay, I think I'm satisfied by this. I will show you. I made sort of a body-shaped slushy bath that I'm gonna get into. And I made it not too wide so I can put my hiking poles across it to kind of hold on to when I'm laying down on it, just for a little added sense of safety. Again, I've plunged here in the summer and the fall. I know it's not very deep right here. So let me show you what I did. So here's the hole. Pretty slushy with thick ice underneath it. All right, I'm excited. We pulled that off just in time. There's some clouds coming. I don't know if you can see them over there. Also, because my battery is about to die on my camera. I don't know how much more of this hike we'll get, but we got to the goal, so that's exciting. If you're feeling generous today, please tap subscribe, click the like button. All these things really help as I'm a brand new channel. I am here to help you feel more confident to pursue adventure in your own life, whether it is cold plunging or whether it is just leaving a relationship, leaving a job that is not serving you, whatever adventure that you're ready to shift into in your life. I'm here to give you the confidence to do that, to challenge you to go for it, and to let you know that I believe in you. To a proper adventure. What a day. Satisfying. Cheers.